Put your foot into it, and it just goes. This kicks so hard. There is no body roll on this thing. I'm Jason, and this is the 2023 BMW M8 Gran Coupe. 2023 is a refresh year for the F93 generation of the BMW M8, which comes with a few styling changes around the outside, as well as 5 new color options, 3 of which are shades of gray. And the M8 only comes in competition form now, but you can get it in coupe, convertible, or Gran Coupe like we have here, which is just a fancy word for a four-door that's somehow not a sedan. I know it has to do with the slope of the roof and all that, but that one can be argued among car enthusiasts for hours and hours and hours. So the biggest thing that's going to set this one apart from the 840i is going to be the motor. That one gets an inline 6 with twin turbos, while this one gets you a V8 with twin turbos. You can get that same V8 with twin turbos in the M850i, but this one will produce another 100 horsepower over that one. This here is the S93 motor, and it's producing 617 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, and it does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds flat. Now, BMW does tend to sandbag their numbers a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was closer to 650 horsepower in maybe 2.5 seconds 0 to 60, which is pretty incredible for a huge Gran Coupe. And the peak torque is available from a nice wide range from 1,850 RPM all the way up to 5,860 RPM. And thankfully, this one does have the M adaptive suspension standard. The ride quality is actually surprisingly good. I expected it to be a lot harsher. If it is still too harsh for you, you can always go for the M850i or for the 840i if you don't need all that extra power. But the suspension is surprisingly good, and xDrive is the only way you can get this one. That is the all-wheel drive system, though you can adjust it if you want to be in four-wheel drive sport, or two-wheel drive with just the rear wheels if you are in track mode. And it also comes with the M Sport differential as standard. Now, of course, if you don't like the suspension, you can actually also change that, since you have your 2 M custom modes here, and you have a few different modes that you can cycle through that are stock modes. But you have modes that you can hit right here on the steering wheel, M1 and M2. You can adjust your steering, you can adjust the transmission shift points, you can adjust your suspension stiffness. You can really set everything up exactly the way you'd like. And speaking of transmission, this one has the 8-speed Steptronic transmission. This is the only way you can get this one. You're going to have to go into the M2, M3, M4 if you want to get a manual. Now, from a driving perspective, this thing is surprisingly easy to drive and surprisingly comfortable. This one does have these standard seats though. If I was in the M5 CS, which has the carbon buckets, you can now option the carbon buckets on this one here in 2023. I would really only do that if you're very thin, or if you're taking this to the track a lot, or if you're very much a form over function person, because those seats are beautiful, but they are going to eat your kidneys if you are not on the smaller side. And again, if you're not taking that to the track. In terms of standard safety features, since this one is more of a road car, even though it is sort of souped up road car, it does have blind spot monitoring, it does have adaptive cruise with lane centering, it does have a heads-up display which shows my current speed and the speed limit. And when you're in one of your M modes or in sport mode, your heads-up display will also show your tach as well as your current gear. Super nice and clear, it's simple, easy to read. But you can option the professional driver assist package, which will get you things like the extended traffic jam assist with limited access roads. This one is painted in a beautiful individual that is a special ordered color, frozen bluestone metallic, and this thing is certainly a beautiful car. From the side here, we're looking at a 119-inch wheelbase. That's up about 8 inches from the coupe and convertible versions, and we're sitting on big 20-inch rims. There are 4 different designs for these, wrapped in non-run flat tires. This one here has the Michelin Pilot Sport 4 S summer tires, nice and sticky. We've got the standard blue 6-piston brake calipers on this one. You can get those in red or black for no charge, or you can option $8,500 carbon ceramics for that extra stopping power. And overall, we're looking at a 200.9 inch length. That is quite a big car. That's up from 191 inches in the M8 coupe and convertible versions. This one has the black mirror caps here. Obviously, you can option the carbon fiber ones with the carbon fiber pack. When the car locks or as you walk away from it, those will power fold on their own. And we've got touch to unlock here. And the carbon fiber roof is standard on this one, even without the carbon fiber pack. We've still got the small kidneys on this one, and with the Shadowline package now being standard as part of that competition package, we've got black trim around it, some venting over here, tons and tons of venting through here, and your big intercooler as well. More venting with the honeycomb, and you can get a carbon fiber splitter down here if you opt for the carbon fiber package. Got the Shadowline lights as well. I love the look of these lights, and these are full adaptive LED lights. For the back end here, we've got this subtle spoiler here. There's a carbon fiber spoiler that you can option as well as part of that carbon fiber package. M8 competition badge, LED lights back here, and this diffuser. This is the standard diffuser, but you can get a different diffuser if you option that carbon fiber package as well. It's not actually a carbon fiber diffuser, but it does look different, and that will also get you some different exhaust finishers. But this one has the standard with the big quad exhaust. I love the way this thing sounds, that big V8 noise. And the trunk pops open to 11 cubic feet of space.
Inside this beautiful Beamer, we have ivory white with night blue stitching. This is one of those special order individual full merino leather options. The standard interior options are silver or black extended merino leather, and there are a number of other full merino leather and Alcantara options, where you get more surfaces covered in leather and leatherette for an additional charge of $3,500. And for the hardcore folks, you can swap these seats out with the lightweight carbon buckets. Back seats offer 36.6 inches of legroom, but honestly it feels a lot more spacious than that, other than the large bump for the trans tunnel. These seats are heated, they've got their own vents back here as well, and a couple of USB ports. The front seats are super comfortable, also heated, but no ventilation in these. These are 12-way power adjustable with lumbar support that goes for the driver and the passenger, bolstered aggressively enough to hug you in the tight turns, but not too tight that they're uncomfortable. And between the seats are controls for the active exhaust, driving modes, the infotainment, in case you prefer the knob over the touchscreen. This whole area is wrapped in carbon fiber, which is the best choice in my opinion, but you do have a few other options. Can't really go wrong unless you decide to pay $1,000 for piano black. Then you have definitely gone wrong. Infotainment has been updated from a 10.25 inch touchscreen to 12.3 inches. Music, nav, custom mode setup all live in here, and you can connect via wire to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but you do have wireless charging. Music enters the cabin through a Harman Kardon sound system, unless you option the 16 speaker Bowers and Wilkins surround sound system for an extra $3,400. Haven't experienced that system yet, but from everything I've heard, the audiophiles will want that upgrade. And we've got this nice big digital gauge cluster up here. Plenty of great information in there, but not too cluttered. Love the way that BMW lays out the information in here. Comfortable, classy, and man, can it kick.